James, Earl Jones. We have Frankie Beverly. And then we have Big Tito. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Tito Jackson. You know what I mean? So yeah, it is it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. You feel me? You said Tito gave his pops the idea to start the Jackson 5. You feel me? Talk to me, man. Tito is a prominent player in this thing, man. Tito is a prominent player. He's not an NPC. You feel me? Tito was not an NPC. Tito matters in this whole thing. Tito was that guy. So we're gonna pay him homage as we move into the show tonight. For everybody pulling up, welcome, 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 welcome to Melanin Mondays. You already know what it is. You are now rocking with the best. This is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar, and we are in the building. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna have a beautiful show on this good Melanin Monday. Man, who feels the energy outside? The energy is lit. We got an eclipse. We got a new moon. It's a lot of shit going on. You know what I'm talking about? It really is. And then, of course, we're like in the midst of seasons changing and whatnot. We're at that threshold. It feels good though. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. Peace to the kings and the queens. Peace to the nation. Yeah, so we were saying, man, for the 44 tops, man, we gotta tip our hats to young Tito, man. That's a legend right there. You know what I'm talking about? That's a big legend right there. So, you know. I feel bad for Catherine. I don't want to get all into the show real, but I feel bad for Miss Catherine. She's going through a lot, you know. Those badass, I don't even know what to call them, but the Michael Jackson offspring, fucking Blanket, Paris, and I don't even know who these children are. You know what I mean? It's to keep it a buck with you. I don't even know who these children are. They say they MJ's children. I need more people. Whatever the fuck they are, they causing a lot of strife and whatnot. Causing a lot of strife. And Catherine is going through it. Last time I checked, this was about a few weeks ago. They what did they do? They gave the goddamn children the rights to sell Michael Jackson's catalog to Sony to the tune of about $600 million against the wishes of Catherine Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Catherine was in court. Catherine was in court running it, you know what I mean? Trying to hold the shit down. And they were pushing them to succumb to this law, you know what I mean? And then she lost in court. So then she loses Tito, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to send our internet sleuths out there. I hope my internet the internet what's his name? Pappy Masons. No, Perry Masons. I hope my internet Perry Masons is on a job and y'all doing your due diligence and you're finding out everything that needs to be found. I need the 9/11 call. I need to read the paperwork. We need to know everything that happened with Tito so there's no foul play. Because whenever they messing around with your catalog, people start getting knocked off. Did you ever notice that? You feel me? And when we talk mob business, mafia business, because that's really what the record industry is at its heights, right? Organized crime. When we speak about things of that nature, yeah, that's the big bag right there. That's the bolita. You know what I'm saying? That catalog. That's as you can see, the shape or the state of the music industry. Watch the party die. I'm currently in the process of putting together a watch list. 10 things to watch out for to as you watch the party die. 10 things to look out for as you watch the party die. It's going to be a watch list. One of the things to look for as we watch the party die is the death of the record label as we know it. Hmm. The record label, right? Um, the record labels, I believe it's Atlantic Records, home of many drill rappers, trap rappers, and people who you probably didn't even know was signed to them. They allegedly dropped 50 artists. I don't have the manifesto of the names of the artists that got dropped, but they are dropping hip hop artists left and right at these major labels. They are cleansing their departments. It is a purge. Unless you are in alignment with like the Democrats heavy and whatnot, your ass is out of here. You serve no purpose in the upcoming administrations. Um, I guess they already figured out what the sound that they'll be going with in the next few years. As we know, there's going to be an influx of AI, generative AI, um, artificial intelligence generated songs. They're going to have the rights and the likeness. They're going to have the rights and they're going to own the rights. They're going to own the voice. They're going to own the likeness. They're going to own every single metric of an artist. So they'll be able to clone that artist's voice. They'll be able to put them in videos and whatnot. They will be able to profit off of their quote unquote artists, right? Intellectual property. But their intellectual property have now turned into their quote unquote, their biometrics. The intellectual property is now the biometrics. Think about it. The intellectual property of a deceased Michael Jackson is his unique voice, which they'll be able to capture with AI. Then there's another form of intellectual property in the form of his quote unquote likeness, because now they could recreate him and bring him out and put him on tour and whatnot via VR or augmented reality. They're not going to be playing. There's going to be artists that will be touring. They're going to have a pantheon of dead artists on tour. Bob Marley, James Brown, whoever they own. You can fuck around if you want. Whoever they own, they are going to try out this new technology and they're going to toe the line with whoever. So you'll know in the next few years who is completely owned, who got ripped off, who got done dirty in their quote unquote negotiations. As you can see, many artists, about 100 of them, sold off their catalogs in the last few years, and people were scratching their heads wondering about why are they doing that, what's on the way, what's coming up. You didn't know about AI like that. You had no idea. If somebody were to explain to you Chat GPT or any of the programs 3 to 4 years ago, you would be lost. Like, what the hell are you talking about? So obviously somebody in the industry knew about these things. They didn't have a premonition. They had insider trading information about what's coming on down the pipeline. So they began to negotiate the sales of these catalogs for multiple artists. If I sell you my catalog of 300 songs and AI is going to take over the music industry, now they will have 300 songs from said artists that you could now play with the AI. Okay. So that whole deal with Universal taking their songs off of TikTok, that had everything to do with the AI. Even the point where they're in court right now trying to decide if they're going to completely ban TikTok in America. That's going to be tied up with artificial intelligence and the record labels and a bunch of other things, because TikTok is making too much money, way too much money for their investors. TikTok is owned by ByteDance. ByteDance is a unicorn company to the tune of about 200 or no, $26 billion, right? They're worth $26 billion. They are the unicorns of all unicorns. I highly, highly doubt that they're going to get rid of the TikTok. TikTok shop. TikTok shop. I don't know if anybody is a vendor on TikTok shops. I don't know if anybody that's listening to this watches people sell things on TikTok shops, but that is the newest, greatest, latest quote unquote income stream that is taking the internet by storm. If you don't know about it, please do your research. Please do your research. TikTok Shop is the shiznit, especially if you know there's a sister. I read a story. She made $1 million. It's being it, people like to hear numbers and whatnot. She made $1 million selling beauty products and things like that. She had a following, of course. It just didn't fall out of the sky. It was a operation that she put together, but she gave her $1 million right off a TikTok Shop. You know, so we're in the midst of it. We're in the midst of it right now. It's not coming. It's not on the way. It literally is here. It literally is here. You feel me? It is literally here. So with it being here, first and foremost, you have to become educated about it. You cannot embrace anything that you have no education of whatsoever. You don't have the pros and the cons. You're not informed properly. So before you jump onto something and touch it and attempt to master it, you might want to learn about it first. And when it comes to anything dealing with this new technology, there's really not a big learning curve. I mean, theoretically speaking, you could learn damn near anything on YouTube University. You know what I mean? And if you can't learn it on YouTube University, there are other sites that will basically walk you through and teach you what you need to know. It's really on you. It's your patience at the end of the day and your willingness to learn. Your willingness to learn and your willingness to try things out and to see what works. It's literally on you at the end of the day. No one else. No one else. So that part, you know. But yeah, the music industry is fried right now. Shit is washed. It is washed ever since Liar, Cohen, and all of them started sneaking up into this tech world. The record labels have gone the quote unquote route of tech companies. Okay. These are the tech companies. These are not, let me repeat, these are not record labels anymore. These are more so technology companies. You know what I mean? And it would behoove, it would it would behoove of our people to learn more technology so we could be able to compete and keep up with these people who are in this industry playing a very unfair game. You know what I'm saying? The reason why they're playing an unfair game is because they have an advantage. You know what I mean? They have the technology and we don't. The closest person that had something that was up to par was Title, and that was Jay-Z with Title. Last time I checked, I think he sold it to a dude from Twitter. So, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. How many people in this audience believe the shit that you saw with Donald Trump? By a show of hands or emojis for that matter, how many people feel like somebody tried to take this dude's life yesterday? Like, is this something that we buying? You know what they say. If there's no footage of it, the shit theoretically didn't exist, right? Footage, you know what I mean? Then it's like, nigga, it didn't happen. It's your word against everybody else's. But, you know, I mean, what is your spider senses telling you? My spider senses is telling me that it's definitely not what they're telling you. The dude who they plucked, he's a very interesting character. He's in the same Black Rock commercial that the quote unquote alleged sniper is in. So with just that right there, we need some damn answers. Y'all glad that I ain't one of those Trumpers. Because if I was niggas for Trump, I would be turned up right now. I would be acting a goddamn fool. Yeah, so we need more answers. What the fuck? How is it that the same? I mean, there's no such thing as coincidence. So these niggas is definitely on some John O'Connor shit. They know something that we don't know, and they coming back and time traveling, trying to knock this nigga off like religiously. Religiously. There's a reason. That's what my spider senses is telling me. Shit. There's no reason for people to take as many attempts as they're taking. Like, come on, fam. You know? But I don't know. I'm not buying the story the way that they're selling it, if you understand what that means. I'm just not buying the story the way that they're selling it. These people are, this is the theater, right? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? This is the theater of politics, right? Vicky spoke on it. Oh, okay, I got to check that out. This is the theater of politics, you know? And they are entertaining their demographics. For those that are not inside of the Coliseum, that find themselves outside of the Coliseum, we're like, wow, okay, this is this is some real popcorn shit. This is corny, right? They messed up big time because it was this election cycle, right? I don't know about the other election cycles, but their actors begin to really act bad. Um, these new age presidential candidates, they don't have they don't have that it factor like the Ronald Reagans of the world. Like Ronald Reagan was no joke, my nigga. You know what I'm talking about? He was giving you Hollywood manufactured evil. He was like an evil Clark Gable type shit. He played his part. Bill Clinton, early Bill Clinton with the saxophone, he played his part. George W, the young one, he played his part. Well, it started to fuck up with him. He was the one who started to started to glitch the matrix. He was the one that had people look and be like, these niggas are not presidential. Like, wait a minute. What the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? Because that was the Trump tight. That shit was Trump tight. Nigga Eisenhower, FDR. These niggas were definitely giving you, they were thespians when it came to, they was like Shakespeare up in this bitch. You know what I mean? Like they were playing the role. They were in character all the fucking time. They were giving they were able to sell what is known as the American dream, all of that shit that comes with it, the bonuses, the tiers. They were selling you the whole bundle package. And he was like, I'll buy that now. But now you don't see that. That has been eroded. Shorty, she can't hold a straight fucking face. She's the fucking Riddler. You know what I mean? With that neck start going off. You know I'm talking about? Her fucking her neck start wobbling. You know, with that crazy ass laugh of hers, that cackle. Um, Donald Trump, he's just like, he looks so bored. Like, damn, this is what I signed up for. You know what I'm talking about? He's just at rallies and shit, rambling and whatnot. He don't even want to be here. You feel me? He would rather be in Santo Domingo or somewhere with the passport bros. You know what I mean? Moving around and shit like that. Spending his money wisely. He don't want to be here. He don't want to be here. You feel me? He want to be on some he want to be somewhere else. He don't want to be here. So these two candidates are the worst actors, the worst state actors in the history of politics. So they're not selling the theater of politics the way that it's been sold since this whole Truman Show thing's been going down. They are the ones who, that's why they was like, this is going to be the last presidential election. I could see why now. I could definitely see why now. And it don't have nothing to do with Rex 84, nigga. It has to do with the fact that they're losing the quote unquote the grip on the spell. They're losing the appeal of the theater. You know what I mean? And when that happens, you have to reset the game and whatnot. So these people are definitely looking at pressing the reset button. You feel me? If ever a time they talk about the great reset happened in 2020, not really. I wouldn't call it the great reset because it was the great awakening. It was the grand conjunction. The real great reset, it hasn't even they haven't even pressed that button yet. You feel me? Biden, yeah. Biden, he's like, or what they call Biden clone, whatever the fuck it, whatever that is, walking around with a Trump hat on. He's just happy to not be under whatever contract that he was able to get up out of. You know, he's just walking around happy that whatever he negotiated in his severance package, it brought a little bit of weight off of his shoulders. You could tell he's walking around on his tippy toes. You know what I mean? An extra swig of the Geritol. He got a little bit of a little pep in his step. You know what I'm talking about? I thought it was Hunter in the golf course. I was like, oh, this nigga Hunter. It was either Hunter or a Haitian nigga that was shooting at him yesterday. I was waiting for them to drop the picture. I thought it was barbecue from Haiti because he was tired of that dog. That they was tired of that propaganda about niggas eating dogs in Springfield. Because wasn't didn't they have a controversy with RFK about eating dogs? Huh? And I did say the same thing on the show when Queen Elizabeth died, which happened to be right around the time 2 years ago, September the 9th, I believe, because we went to Stone Mountain and we did the ritual up there, right? We did the ritual up there. Simpsons is from Springfield. Hey, hey, you don't say, right? We went on Stone Mountain and we did the Thug-izzle and whatnot. We did our Thug-izzle. And she had just died. And I was like, fam, you know what I mean? This shit finna clear up. You feel me? Because of all the characters that we knew, and when I'm talking about we, I'm talking about Generation X. I'm talking about all of the generations. We all grew up where she was the queen. Like when my parents was born, she was the queen. My my grandparents, they not here no more, right? So when my parents was born, she was the queen. When we was born, she was the queen. When my children was born, she was the queen. So there's no other person in this whole shit that was sitting on some type of thrones or some type of position of power that was in control longer than her and Henry Kissinger. Okay. And when she made that transition, I was like, yeah, it's up. You know what I'm saying? It's up. You know what I mean? Shit is about to change and whatnot. I could feel it. Okay. I could feel it. And lo and behold, shit is moving in a direction that it was supposed to move in. You know what I mean? But I definitely thought that a Haitian got fed up and was like, you know what, Sapa say, I'm going to move with the spirit of Desaline and take this nigga out. I can't take all of this shit he's saying about dogs. You know what I'm saying? Cause I mean, I ain't never heard no dog rumors when it came to the Haitians. You know what I mean? I don't know where that one came from. Them niggas will fuck a chicken up and put a rooster and a pigeon to all kind of shame. You know what I'm saying? The shit that they do to their poultry and to them lambs and shit like that. Now, if you want to talk about them leaving dismembered fucking goats and lambs, I would be like, yeah, they out there working they magic. These are some and I'm talking about these are some homegrown Haitians. This is fresh. This is freshly plucked Haitians. You feel me? You said in Miami they eat the cats. I thought niggas from the Caribbean don't eat the cat. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, yeah. Y'all gotta get up early to get those jokes. But nah. Miami, they was eating the cat. That's for the Asians. It's always been the Asians. You know what I'm talking about? It's always been the Asians. You dig? I don't know about that. You know, they out there ritualizing. They sending them damn animals up doing rituals, but at the end of the day, you know, we not gonna make this whole fear campaign about the Haitians like they out here fucking shit up and whatnot. You said Asians don't eat the cats. Somebody stingy on the cat. That's all I know. You know what I'm saying? I know that the cats is safe around some of these niggas, but you know, they that's propaganda. Then they I heard they went and so you're beginning to see you're beginning to see the unstableness, right? I mean, to be honest with you, if we ate Chinese food growing up, nigga, we ate us some cat, especially the ones in New York. They was definitely, and when they start running out of cats, them niggas was pulling them rats, you know? The Haitians was not the Africans came after the Haitians and turned up. The African niggas that turned into the swipers and the you know the get fly niggas and all they came they read the Haitian Bible on how to come and assimilate and get lit. They read the Haitian Bible. Huh. That's what got them lit. You know what I mean? They need to thank whoever created the dark web and the Silk Road. The Haitian niggas need to pay them reparations because they literally saved that whole island. They put the Zoes on the map, nigga. They made them. Well, really, Ralph Lauren did that. Keep it to keep it 1,000 with you. Polo Ralph Lauren was the revolution at the and Hilfiger. That was the revolution to save the Haitians in Brooklyn and put them niggas in the game. You know, in Faces of Death, the Asian family ate a puppy. Shit, in Faces of Death, I seen a nigga take the head of the top of a monkey off while he was alive. Nigga, you remember that? It took the top of the monkey off. You know, I think these was Asians. Yeah, the Asians be having they had that shit on shish kebabs. Come on now. That ain't even a rumor. They got them niggas on shish kebabs. You feel me? They be having dogs in the window of the butcher shop. Let's not play around. You go out there to China and shit like that, that's a delicatessen. You know? You could drink that, you could wash that down with H3O. That's a delicatessen. It's good for you. You know that. You remember the horse is tied up to a human. What? Oh, and Faces of Death. Oh my goodness. Straight traumatic. You know what I mean? Straight trauma. Now, these little niggas, the Faces of Death is world star. So the niggas coming up, they're gonna be like, yo, man, we was traumatized by Faces of Death. That they Faces of Death, it's just regular world star in fucking 4chan right now. Yeah, the broccoli and kitty, man. Come on now. You eating broccoli and beef, the beef is mad slippery. You know what I'm talking about? You chewing that shit like bubble gum. Come on, man. You know that wasn't no beef. What kind of beef is chewy, nigga? You can't blow bubbles with beef, nigga. Pause. What kind of beef is stretchy like that? You know what I'm talking about? That shit used to stretch like fruit roll-ups. Come on now. Nigga was eating Heathcliff. You know? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, you know? We got the blood of Vietnam soldiers in our veins. We out here knocking a lot of shit down, you know? But it is look, man, I'm in survival mode. I don't know. I don't know who's feeling like this. I spent this strong one day out of this strong, and I went down the Passport Bros rabbit hole. I went down the I just was on the global traveler rabbit hole. You feel me? It started out with Vice News, right? Vice News put out a hit piece on the Moors. I told niggas that they was gonna do it, right? They put out a hit piece on the Moors, right? Right in time, right? They did a like a 40-minute segment, made the Moors look like they was crazy in these streets, like they just out here squatting on people's land, just sounding crazy, right? Then the next video took me to some shit where they was in Tulum doing Bufu, right? You saw that hit piece? I put it in the community thing on the YouTube for everybody to see. It was a crock of shit. So then, when they have recommended videos and whatnot, and they recommended some shit where they was showing me the new Bufu, right? They doing the toad venom in Tulum because it's legal in Mexico, right? So I should have known. The minute you hear white people say "mama," Pasha, mama, Pasha, that's that Skeeter right there. The minute I saw it and I seen somebody who wasn't from Latin America administering the bufu, I said, yeah, it's over. You know what I mean? They went ahead and gentrified the fucking bufu, my nigga. They went ahead and gentrified the bufu. The bufu is called God molecule. It is a toad venom. It's the highest form of plant-based medicine that you could take. They will take you on a motherfucking trip, a ego death trip, a journey, a inner journey that everybody is not necessarily prepared for. I don't recommend it for anybody um who hasn't at least did about 10 grams or the heroic dose, at least 5 grams of shrooms and maybe some ayahuasca. If you went through those chambers, then the venom is basically the next stages, I would say, that you would take. This is plant-based, right? You don't do the synthetic, you do the plant. Well, it's not a plant-based, it's literally the dried up resin from a toad. It's the shit that turned Mike Tyson back into Mike Tyson, right? But yeah, they gentrified that shit all the way. They gentrified the toad. So you got these white folks and these weird people out there, administering it and whatnot. And I was like, yeah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I ain't with all of that. I need to go to niggas that don't speak no English. You feel me? With face tats and bones in their nose. Like, I want the real healers. I don't want none of this fucking West Coast, none of this you know what I mean? I want to be respectful, but I got a humongous pet peeve about how spirituality has been hijacked and whatnot. Yeah, they definitely in the forest blasting Little John. So I mean, if man, so this is pure content gold. If a team was to get together and did a whole series about the gentrification of consciousness and spirituality, it's content gold. Like, we will go viral on some country Wayne type shit. We will literally go viral. I got mad ideas to do on that shit too. We will go viral because that shit needs to be spoofed all day. I love the conscious spoofs. Like, that is my new pastime. I promise you. If you make fun of consciousness, I'm reposting that shit because you gotta laugh at shit. You gotta laugh at this shit sometimes. It's laughable. I said it before. Consciousness is spoofable. So niggas should definitely get to spoofing. You know, that's a way to change things too. You know what I mean? Because once you spoof the hell out of something, it has to change. It has to evolve and form. Can't stay the same. So yeah. So watching the video on the toad venom took me down the motherfucking the global traveling rabbit hole. Man, oh man. I don't, man, oh man. Man, I'm ready to go, bro. I am ready to fucking go. You know, the only fear that I have leaving the States is that I got family out here. I'm one of those people that are lucky to have both parents and whatnot. You feel me? I got children and what, but I'm ready to bring all of them with me type shit. Like, y'all just can't stay in the room with me, but come on, let's go. And if you don't go, I'm still ready to make that move. Like something is pulling me to say, yo, it's time to go on a global tour with no intentions. You don't know what you're gonna find. You don't even know why you doing it type shit. The spirit is like, don't even think about why you doing it. Just do it. It was like, just do it. Just get on a plane and just show up somewhere. You feel me? Have your camera, have some Wi-Fi, my nigga. You feel me? And even if it's just you, if nobody believes in what you're doing, if nobody, just tell people you'll be back and do it. You know, I'm getting pulled like that. Yeah, I'm definitely getting pulled like that. And I'm trying to figure out what is it. But it's like this America shit is just, it's too mundane for my spirit. Is growing to a degree. My research is growing. I'm doing research on global things. I'm doing research on our history. I'm doing research on the genealogy. And a lot of these things is helping, is basically putting wings on me. And theoretically, my mama would even tell you, from before I became red pill, I was a jet setter. Like in my previous life, you know what I mean? When I was out, when I was outside, when I was in the streets or on the ledge, I was a jet setter. Okay. You wouldn't know where I would show up. I just moved around like that. I literally was a jet setter. I made it to every single Super Bowl. I made it to every single All-Star game. I made it to every single Jack the Rapper, Source Awards. Um, I was in all of that. I moved around before niggas was even moving around like that. Dudes was literally, before there was any type of social media, people would be local jokers and whatnot. They didn't even know what it looked like outside the crib. And we would come back and we would report to them like, yo, we was Greyhound Warriors. And then we started flying. Remember X Fair on JetBlue? $50? Huh. Remember the X Fairs? That shit took me far. That's right. Where I lay my hat as my home. Yeah, that's that New York. That's that East Coast shit. That's that. I travel dolo from state to state. You know what I'm saying? I have my little Google Translate. You know? Shit. I'm ready to make a move. You know? I'm ready to make a move. I'm just waiting for the advance in translation. I need the earplug because I don't want to go nowhere and niggas is having passionate conversations and I don't understand what the fuck they talking about. That I am not trying to have that. I am not trying to have that. JetBlue had the best cookie in the bag. Yeah, man. We was JetBlue maniacs when it first popped off. $50. And you know when they say that white people think we all look alike, that is so true. I was going to the counter. I had IDs and the shit looked like the nigga Seal, you know, R&B singer. The nigga on the ID looked like Tyrese, and I would give it to an old white lady. I would never go to a melanated grandma or auntie with the two elbows. You don't go to them because they look at you and be like, boy, that ain't you. But white women, Becky's, you know what I'm talking about? Becky's don't know. They'll look at you. You the nigga on the ID can have three eyes. He could have an eye on his forehead, and they'll be like, "Have a nice day, Bartholomew Jackson." You'd be like, "All right, cool." They'd be like, "Have a nice day, uh Frederick Goldenheimer. You'd be like, "Yes, yes, I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it." As long as, because the thing with JetBlue, you had to be a certain age. You had to be like 19. So that was back in the days where we used to be up at Clark campus at the AUC campus. These are college students we talking about. So college students don't got no money. They don't got no bread. They'll do anything for a dub, for a 20 bag of some funk. So we'd just be switching IDs on them niggas. Like, yo, here, take, let me get your ID for the weekend. They be like, for what, man? Listen, here, hold on to this honey bun, my nigga, and some iced tea. We're gonna go to Steagles and get you some wings and whatnot, some wings with some wheat bread. I need to hold your ID, son. And then they would give us their ID, and we just go flying around America on a mission, doing shit. Vegas, Miami, you know what I mean? You name it, wherever there was a function going on, I promise you, we were there. We were there in living color. You feel me? We were definitely there in living color, courtesy of JetBlue. $50. Huh? $50. We was living. GJ Jamos at Marcos Pita. Yep. I was there when Cannon was there, Drama was there. All of them was on the campus when we was up there on our New York shit. You know? A wing on wheat and a bag from Little Ski. Who remembers when Bobby Hemmett used to work at Steagles? Bobby Hemmett was working at Steagles right there at the AUC. If anybody from Atlanta, you know where Steagles is at. That was Bobby Hemmett's store. You know the dude who be in there, who's like a I guess he's deaf. He be screaming like, "Ah!" He's a mute. I guess they call it a mute. Before him, it was Bobby. Bobby was the nigga holding it down in Steagles. Huh? So when I got to Atlanta, like in 97 and 98, that's right after he left and he was doing his thing over by Morehouse. No, by either Morehouse, Wesley Muhammad and them was out there going to school. This shit is a movie, bro. This is a movie. You know what I mean? Like somebody needs to come along and just drop the bag, you know what I mean? And get this production going. This shit is a movie. I promise you. This is the biggest thing since the Wu-Tang saga. You know? You was on a street team? Okay, and you was street teaming it? Yes. He said Bob used to take his colon cleanser. You crazy. When are we coming back to the UK? Yeah, that's going soon. We're gonna go there soon. We're gonna go there soon and whatnot. The UK was lit. Gotta go back there. The Mondem. You know? They on a supercell shit out there. They niggas is on they niggas, they tapped in with the superpowers, you know? Salute to them. Okay, let me see something. All right. Let me see. Okay. Shout out to Frankie Beverly and them, man. Man, shit crazy. Dude, Frankie Beverly, man. The legend. The old Jizzle. The old Jizzle. How do I feel about the Yemen strikes on Tel Aviv? Yeah, they coming upon a year. Um, I think that whole region need to pop off because at the end of the day, if they don't pop off, they're gonna wind up getting bombed on anyway. So they might as well all just come together and pop off right now. Maybe on the anniversary, they need to form Voltron and just pop off from every single side. Don't wait. That's how I see it as a war strategist. They're gonna have to do something a little bit drastic that they haven't been doing because I'm tired of. It's so predictable when you look at that conflict. It's so predictable. You know. I think YouTube took down the KT, the Arch Degree video, because I was looking for it too, and I did not see it. I was only able to see the one with Bedell. You know, you took us to the UK. Oh yeah, yeah. So okay, when we was going live and doing videos, y'all was able to see things with us. Y'all was able to feel like y'all was there. You know what I'm saying? That's good. That's good to know. That's good to know. Anywhere that I go, it's gonna be lit. I'm anywhere that I go. I'm going live. I'm going to be, I'm gonna be lit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be showing people like what's really popping, you know? So I put together a little slide thing, you know what I mean? A little something, something, something. Yeah, we was in Parliament with Queen Diambi from the Congo. We was in Parliament and that was monumental. Yes, we was with Queen Diambi and we set it off. We set up that 2020 energy. It was 2019. 2018. No, it was after Nipsey died. 2019. Yeah. Littington, huh? Remember that? It was a lituation. So yeah, the Mondin from the UK, send us a bag or something. Send about 100 bands and we're gonna come back and we're gonna turn your city up. Cause we damn sure did. We turned that bitch up, you know what I mean? And from the looks of things, it ain't turned down since. The UK been lit. So shout out to them. So check it out. Here's an article on Young Tito and whatnot. He got 3 sons, TJ, Taj, and Terrell. And they all look like him. You know what I'm talking about? Look at that. And look, young Tito's and whatnot. Tito was out there spreading the Jackson seed and whatnot, respectfully. You know what I'm talking about? Them, they don't look like Blanket in Paris. And I don't know what no disrespect to y'all goat. But what was he doing with his seeds, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Tito Jackson, dead at 70, right? Dead at 70. Okay. There's no they have not put the how, where, or when the transition happened. We don't have a how, we don't have a where, we don't have a when. Yeah. So that's different. You know what I mean? When you think about it. Yeah, his sons had the singing group 3T. No cause of death. Could it have been the Xannies or the Perkies or you think it was an overdose or you think it was just age and whatnot. Whatever it is, we'll find out. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, we'll find out. Ladies, no, fellas, I don't think you had any idea of how these niggas had your mama or your grandmamas in them back in the days. You understand? They was adding a lot of pressure to the ladies, the Jackson 5. You know? You said the Jabberwocky. You never know. It's a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Let me say something. And it deals with the Jabberwocky. And it's about putting things into context, right? Check it out. So you remember how all of us was going hard against the Jabberwocky with our friends, with our family members, with our loved ones, with our coworkers, with niggas on the block and whatnot, people in the barbershop. We were going at it with everybody, warning them, telling them what's going to happen in the long run, trying to give them some type of forewarning. They didn't listen. They attacked us. They even pushed us to the side and tried to minimize us. So we said, you know what? We're not going to say anything. We're not going to say, I told you so. We're not going to rub it in their faces. We're just going to watch the party die. And I'm not saying it in a way of mortality. I'm saying that, you know what? Sometimes you have to be the observer and you have to remove yourself from certain situations and you have to let it do what it's going to do. I'm bringing that example up because that is the same energy that I'm moving with in this political theater, right? It is a theater. So if you didn't get tickets to go to the theater to play around in the circus, right? You might find yourself, okay, caught up in this theater or this circus with people who are on clown time, and you're gonna be the one that look like the bozo. So the same way that you had to remove yourself from the Jabberwocky conversation and say, you know what, cool, I'm not fighting 1,000 nigga. You're fighting 1,000 zombies, nigga, at the fucking Thanksgiving table. You know what I'm talking about? The same way that you popped out and try to say something about, oh, there's pork and jello during Thanksgiving. Oh nah, I don't eat neck bones no more, Auntie Gertrude. You know I'm vegan. Nigga, what? Nigga, what? Nigga, who? You gotta know, you gotta pick your battles. You feel me? You gotta know when to roll them. You know what I mean? Y'all niggas is out here trying to throw the whole royal flush out on the first hand. You know what I mean? This shit is like playing spades, nigga. You gotta know when to throw the hand out. Y'all just coming to the table throwing all hands out, revealing your whole fucking hand. No, it's not how that works. You're still dealing with human beings, right? So when it comes to politics, let these people do what the fuck that they're going to do. There's nothing that you're going to say that's gonna stop that. The same way that there was nothing that you was gonna do to stop a nigga from wearing a mask. You was giving them the 8 hour CMOS presentation. You was running back Dr. Sabi lectures from the 60s, nigga. You was quoting Dr. Africa. You was quoting Yaki Awakening, KT the Arch Degree, RZA Islam. You was playing them the 1 minute RZA Islam playlist, and none of that shit meant anything to these niggas with the knuckle draggers. They was like, they listened to you. Some of them didn't. Some of them try to clown you. Let the dead bury the dead. And I mean that figuratively, but let these people wallow in their fantasy. Let's keep them niggas in the theater. Okay? Be the observer. Write a letter and don't open it. Just mail it to them. Be like, open that next year. Fuck it. And just tell them everything that you wanted to say, but just write it in a letter. When they get their fucking minds right, they'll open that letter and read it and be like, this nigga knew the whole time. But you're not going to get no kudo points right now while they're underneath this spell that they're under. You not stronger than the media. Them niggas did their job over the past 3. Do you know what this second fucking assassination attempt is? It's a rebooting of all of the people who was underneath the Trump spell. That he needed a reboot. That's what this shit is. It's a rebooting of the spell. That has nothing to do with you. All they're doing is jump starting the fucking engine and whatnot. Leave these crazy ass Americans alone. I promise you. You should be focusing on something else because you're not gonna save these niggas. They didn't have they made their minds up. These Kamala tote bags are selling like hotcakes. Let me tell you something, okay? I got them on Etsy, nigga. They're selling like hotcakes. These people are not gonna stop. All right. So we just gonna serve. You know, we here to serve. My shit is like a ghost kitchen. You know, I'm gonna give you whatever you want. That part. So I have a workshop coming up on the 22nd, and the workshop that I'm going to be introducing is going to be, it's the beginning of this workshop. You'll hear about it more as we move forward and whatnot. And it's going to be dealing with the fantasy complex industry, right? From the looks of things, if you were to sit back, especially during this season of politics or politricks and whatnot, if you're to pay attention to what the media is doing to the quote unquote minds of their subjects and whatnot, you would begin to see the power of both theater, the power of the pen, the power of characters, and the power of the imagination and whatnot. And nobody exemplifies, not nobody, but this man right here is a prime. He is this is the great divine speaking through signs. He is one of the most premier thespians that we have that come out of our culture in the last quote unquote 50 to 70 years. Okay. Mr. James Earl Jones, he's the voice, right? But not only was he the voice of Darth Vader, but his voice, it's not just his voice, it's his demeanor. It's not just his demeanor, it's his classical style. It's not just his classical style, it's his command of the English language. Okay? He wasn't mumbling, he was coherent. He mastered the English language, similar to how Sidney Poitier and Harry Belafonte and a few others of them were very articulate. Okay? So this man right here is his vernacular. Okay, he had a superb vernacular and delivery, right? Speaking from the diaphragm, okay, standing upright and whatnot. He was giving you that good game, okay, and they don't make them like this anymore. Okay, this is a dinosaur that we're looking at. He was in his 90s, okay, 93, as a matter of fact. 93. So he lived a very fruitful life. He lived a very eventful life. He lived through different timelines and whatnot. Okay. You said Prince Akeem Pops. Yeah. Before that, it was Mufasa, niggas. You know what I mean? Oh, well, before Mufasa, he was who came first? It was Lion King, or was it Prince Akeem, or was it King Jaffe? Who was first? I demand to know. But we know that Darth Vader was first. You know what I'm talking about? Our three tenors: Barry White, James Earl Jones, and Morgan Freeman. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. King Claudine. I remember watching Claudine. I was like, oh shit. He better sneak out the house before he get in trouble. The real Conan. Scary. I was scared. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Coming to America, King Jaffe, nigga. Yeah, Jaffe was first. How about that? You know what I'm talking about? King Jaffe was first. He laid it down. You know what I mean? Nobody's fucking with King Jaffe, nigga. Nobody's fucking with Jaffe, nigga. Did you see the lion throw? This nigga had the lion throw, bro. It's like, come on now. So we went through the trilogy. You know, they said that death comes in threes. So we just witnessed the trilogy, right? People were trying to throw, yeah, rich homie Quan. No, nigga. No, nigga. There's a death escalator, a death elevator, and there's just a level on the stairs on the highway to heaven. So certain people ain't on the same stairs. Let's just be respectful. There's OGs that are going through this portal, the elders and whatnot, and then you have the young track. You know what I mean? You got the young niggas going through. They going through. They on a elevator, but no, the hip hop people. That's a different. That's crazy. That's a different three. You know, death comes in three. That's a different three. This is the three of a specific generation, right? Remember, these are generation. These are the boomers. Okay. These are the boomers. These are very powerful archetypes, right? James Earl Jones is an archetype. I know elders that are his archetype. They remind me, they move like him, they talk like him, they are part of that quote unquote stock or pedigree for that matter, right? Stock or pedigree. Then we have our good brother Frankie Beverly. Look at his phenotype. Look at the phenotype. That is a stock. That is a pedigree. You find men like him in Detroit. You find men like him in Cleveland. You find men like him in Chicago. You find men like him in New Jersey. Okay? He's a phenotype. 77, right? Gave us a catalog of music that is sure to feed us in our generations. Yeah, linen suits only. This is the linen suit crowd right here. That good white linen, top to bottom. He wasn't in no Temu, nigga. You couldn't find him in no Sheen. You feel me? So very, you know, we gained the ancestor. The playlist, I was listening to his greatest hits. They hit harder now. They hit harder now. Okay. We want to celebrate this man. We want to celebrate his contribution. I promise you, he lived a very fruitful life as well. He lived out some of his purposes. He got to do a lot of things on his bucket list. Don't feel bad for that man. You know what I mean? Have nothing but quote unquote. I'm sure that he set up his grandchildren's grandchildren. He's the Unk prototype. Okay. You attended his tour last year. You a legend that you got to see that and whatnot. You know? We need to study these men. Hopefully, we'll begin to give birth to children that'll bring these souls back and whatnot. But we need to honor these men. We need to honor these men. We need to honor their spirits and whatnot, because their spirits and their souls are like a glue that held a lot of shit together. Both the men and the women, of course, but we don't want to lose this. And the third pillar was, oh yeah, so this was the three right here. It was Tito. We got Tito. We got James. And we got Frankie. You feel me? All legends in their own right. All legends in their own right. All very impactful. But I'm here to let you know, as a 70s baby, they was feeding us relentlessly when quote unquote black excellence was a thing. You feel me? When it was a thing, when it wasn't degenerate, when you did not have to utilize degeneracy and mask it as excellence, right? It was a little what do they call that? Booger sugar. They was doing a little thing. They was out there, having fun. They was out there having fun and whatnot, the way that they had fun in those days. But god damn it, These are some powerhouses who fed their people and loved their people and represented for their people. His image is strong around the world. His image is strong around the world. And his image is strong around the world. And we are here as a culture saying that we have to restore our image. Those of us that are in our 40s, we're responsible for the images of the 50s, the 60s, the 40s, the 30s, and the 20-year-olds. I'm responsible for some of the images of my son's generation. I can't just be like, I don't got nothing to do with that. Hell to the nah. I'm responsible. I have to set the trend. I have to stand, I have to be active and not allowing just any old thing to just fly by. No, the father in me starts to activate. I'm not gonna let that shit fly. I'm gonna say something. You know what I'm talking about? And some not, 8 times out of 10, I'm gonna put the clean glass of water next to the dirty glass. So if I'm like, damn, niggas is walking around. Remember when they was showing their underwear? Remember those days when they were showing their underwear and whatnot, and they were being very they were looking real crazy in the streets. So what do? We start pulling our pants up and we started putting on clean clothes and whatnot. We were ironing our clothes and we were standing next to the people looking crazy. A few years later, them niggas had their pants pulled up and they were looking like us versus us pulling our pants down to look like them. Okay. They got the memo. That's not it right there, fam. That you're not killing it. You know what I'm saying? You're not killing it. You're not doing much. Pull your pants up. So once again, the theater is giving what it's supposed to give. So this is a cover on Time magazine that came out a week ago, right? They have him on his golf course and he's basically in trouble, right? And then a week later, they have this dude right here, right? This dude with the face, this blonde face, this European right here. They say that he's the shooter, okay? They say that he was the one who tried to, I don't even know if he was shooting. He just was around some guns. He's in the same Blackwater video, the Black Rock video that the first shooter from the Trump assassination was in. Come on, fam. Like, come on. Come on. Either he was trying to get the lick back from them smoking his homie or something, or this is all a crock of shit. This is all a bad Amazon Prime series. This is crazy. But I don't believe anything that they talking about. He definitely looks like Glass Joe from Mike Tyson's. I was trying to put a finger on this nigga. I was trying to figure out. I'm like, and this looking like this looking like dude. I couldn't figure it out. He's Glass fucking Joe from Mike Tyson's Punch Out, my nigga. That's your man right there. So check this out. We just gave you the story about Mali, right? Going off on the Ukraine and whatnot because of the Ukraine's illegal provocation of the war in that region and whatnot, because the Ukraine is in bed with the Tuaregs who are at war with the Mali armed forces and the government and whatnot. So there's all kind of fuckery going down on the continent involving the Wagner forces, Russia, and the quote unquote Sahel region, which will be Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali. Fast forward to what Israel is attempting to do, because obviously things are not going the way that they planned them to go with this quote unquote with this genocide. They want to put the blood on the hands of the Africans that are in Israel right now. So they're seeking 30,000 asylum seekers into their army by offering them permanent residency. But I just want you to see what Is It Real is doing, because remember, they are part of America. That don't look at them as different. That is America in the Middle East. So these asylum seekers are already in Israel. It's not like they're reaching out to them to say, come in. No, these people are in Israel right now, living amongst the Israelis, being treated like third class citizens. And they're telling them, we want to deputize you niggas. What does that mean? We want to put a AR-15 and a rocket launcher, and we want to put you in some goddamn some camouflage, and we want to put you on the front lines. We want to make you cannon fodder. We want to have you niggas go in the tunnels, and when Hamas blows things up, we want y'all to be the quote unquote cannon fodder. You're gonna be the front line. You are the expendables. So the same way that they're doing that to the quote unquote Africans inside of Israel is the same way that they're about to do it to the migrants in America. Okay. They just don't have to recruit them right now because they're not in the quote unquote active war where they have to quote unquote recruit right away. But please believe in the next year or two, they are going to be offering the same exact thing to who? They're going to be offering the same exact things to the migrants that are here. Okay? So pay attention to that. They're already telling them that they're going to make a way for them to vote. They're already telling them that they're going to make a way for them to vote. Yes, and they trained Idi Amin in Uganda. Remember the last king of Uganda? Idi Amin was in bed with them, and then he flipped on them. Okay? So, yes, they're setting the play. Pay attention and just, see what's seeing. So last week the internet was in an uproar because Kendrick was selected to be the headliner for the Super Bowl halftime show in New Orleans, right? And of course, this put Jay-Z in the spotlight in a negative way, where we necessarily hadn't seen him in the spotlight in a negative way in a very long time. Because of course you have people that don't like Jay-Z, and there's people who speak under their tongues or under their tone about him, but he wasn't being attacked in public by artists in the industry the way that we saw last week. This would be the first time in a very long time. And of course, for those of us that are watching the party die, for those of us that are watching the dominoes fall that represent the party, because watch the party die. P. Diddy is involved with the party, and it's not just a P. Diddy party, right? But watch the party die. That means watch P. Diddy fall. Okay. Watch the party die. That means watch, all of these artists who didn't contribute anything to the culture other than the fuckery. Watch them fall on their swords. Watch them fall into quote unquote oblivion. But now they have Jay-Z in the quote unquote crosshairs, to whereas they could start their spirit cooking game. This is just the beginning. This would be his entry into the crosshairs. This would be his quote unquote this would be his what would let's just say that this is him on the dance floor right now, right? So he's on the dance floor, and whatever missile a Nicki Minaj might send, whatever missile a Lil Wayne might send, a Baby might send, a Drake might send, because remember, it was exposed for those that never understood or didn't know that him and Drake been had beef and will always have beef. And then that ties into why Drake and Ye have beef. Drake was talking greasy about him being better than Jay-Z or taking the throne from Jay-Z, henceforth why the album Watch the Throne comes out, right? Because he was talking greasy on his R&B tracks about how he was finna take over and be bigger and be more effective than a Jay-Z. And for a Brooklyn nigga like that, that's something that's fighting words, and that's just something that you don't do. So there's been a cold war with Jay-Z and Drake for a very long time. For a very long time. Okay. Um, so first they was like, yeah, we didn't have nothing to do with the Lil Wayne thing. That's all political. Just because I'm Jay-Z and I'm involved with the NFL and the halftime show. That's not my ultimate call. Then they had an article come out today where the halftime show producer was like, yeah, it's Jay-Z's call. He's the one who chooses the artist. So I just want to say that Lil Wayne is not Super Bowl material. He's not a Super Bowl halftime artist, first of all of that. He's the greatest lyricist and for what? For pushing the Bloods, nigga? For what? For making 100 plus songs about the most misogynistic, raunchiest type of sex that you want to have with women? What is his claim to fame on a Super Bowl stage? Because that's where y'all get it. Y'all get shit fucked up. Y'all just think the Super Bowl stage is the BET Awards. Y'all turn the Super Bowl stage into the fucking Source Awards. Y'all turn the Super Bowl stage into no, nigga, it's the Super Bowl. God damn it. And I know how blended this culture has become to whereas y'all don't make distinctions between a Super Bowl halftime show in a motherfucking and somebody that does concerts and whatnot, but it's completely different, bro. It's completely different. We don't need we need Lil Wayne to dry out. We need Lil Wayne to heal, my nigga. We need Lil Wayne to get healthy. This nigga's in full gremlin mode. He could not get on that main stage to rep. What is he gonna talk about? The Bloods? I'm just saying, and it's because Dr. Dre and them niggas was pushing the Crips. What are they gonna do? Because that I mean, Kendrick might try to come out there and get fancy and start throwing some blood shit around, and that's not what we here for. Like if that's not what's up no more. That ain't it. You know what I'm talking about? That ain't it. That's not our culture, bro. It's not who the fuck we are. That might be some shit that some of y'all is into, but that's not it, bro. That don't represent us as black people. That's an embarrassment. So Lil Wayne is not Grammy material. He don't have the songs, in my humble opinion. If he do have the songs, it's gonna be a bunch of bleeped out. It's just it's no. I don't think so. You know, and I like Wayne. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a hater of anybody. Lil Wayne, he's a lyricist. Mixtape Wheezy, he's a problem. Listen, he was neck and neck with Jay-Z at one point. You feel me? When it came to he was pressure on Jay-Z at one point. But that don't make him a halftime show performer. I don't even think that Drake qualifies at that point. Maybe. But whoever the person that they picked is the exact person to motherfucking run up in that bitch and do what needs to be done in the spirit of New Orleans, a highly spiritual center. We don't need no type of low frequency energy. They beat the fucking city down in the past. Cash Money Click taking over for the 9-9. So with Cash Money taking over for the 9-9, and we're in 2024. So in 25 years, what does taking over for the 9-9? What did Cash Money taking over New Orleans do for New Orleans? Please let me know. Did it help it more or did it hurt it? Okay. What does taking over for the 9-9, what did that do economically, spiritually, culturally for that area? Everybody is shaking their ass and twerking. You got little 1-year-olds coming out the womb. You know what I mean? Them niggas is twerking out there. Big Frida in them. You know what I'm talking about? The murder rate went crazy. The niggas from New Orleans spread all around the South and turned up the murder rate something ridiculous in Houston, in Atlanta. What did all of that do? Because I'm not one of those people that sit around and try to fucking dick ride or make these people who kill our people seem like they're important. You got killers, right? Kendrick said kill the killers. Because it got to the point where the killers is running around bragging about killing everything. I'm not infatuated with no damn killers. I'm not infatuated with no killers. And all y'all do is kill each other. That does nothing for me. I come from a very militant background. I represent, I respect freedom fighters. They're not called killers. I respect freedom fighters. You feel me? I respect soldiers. I respect generals. I respect comrades. So if that's not the type of energy that certain people is moving with, come on now. I'm not co-signing it. I'm not co-signing it. So people is all in their feelings about Lil Wayne, and it's like, no. Let's not even talk about Baby. I think Baby is less that. I think Baby and Slim are vampires of the highest order. I think he's the Black Lestat of New Orleans. Facts. Of a darker type of vampire energy. Like, for real. It's a lot of bodies around them niggas, bro. A lot of dark energy. And when you look at Slim, that nigga look like he be doing some crazy hoodoo work in the backyard, in the backwoods somewhere. Them niggas look sinister. Okay, so we getting word that Diddy just got pinched. Let's go to the tape. You know what I'm talking about? Because I told you, watch the party die. Right? Watch the party die. So if Diddy gets taken down, that is the party. So grand jury indictment. Okay. Grand jury indicted him. He was running around New York City. He was running around New York City because he knew something was happening. He was running around New York City. They probably let him know it's time to turn yourself in. He was getting that last Harlem, you know what I mean? He was getting that last Harlem breeze and whatnot. So, let this man cook. Let this man cook. Let him do what he came there to do. At the end of the day, all of this bully tactics where people are trying to, let that man cook. So here we have breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Hot on the presses. You're going to see 1,000 fucking YouTube videos about this. Diddy taken into federal custody in New York. Oh my goodness. They let the world boss come home and they got the feds is going to be, take that. This shit is going to turn into the tunnel. Nigga, the yard is about to turn into the tunnel. You know what I mean? So he was taken into federal custody. He was taken to the FBI field office. Now, you got to keep in mind, is he going in for interrogation or is he going in to debrief these people? You gotta play. Come on now. This is an asset, right? This is an asset. This is not a rogue agent. He did not go rogue on them. He is an asset. He's basically I need somebody to I would need a nigga to call and be like, yo, Diddy is on the floor. He's upstairs. He's on the tier with us. I would need somebody to co-sign that he's actually on the tier type shit. I don't trust it. You feel me? He's an asset. He's one of their biggest assets. So they're not just finna lock his ass up and put him in the fucking in the metropolitan in the feds in Manhattan. That's not about to happen with Sean Combs. Okay? It's not about to happen to Sean Combs. He's not about to spend no time in the feds. You said they're gonna finna turn him into a tunnel in there. This is gonna cause wars behind the wall. You gotta understand. This could cause wars behind the wall, bro. Harlem, y'all better get your shanks up, nigga. You better sharpen your shanks, Harlem, because they gonna come for that boy something ridiculous. They gonna come for P. Diddy something ridiculous behind the wall. You know how many enemies he got? They gonna want to lean on him. You know what I mean? It's gonna be look crazy. It's gonna look crazy. It's gonna look crazy. But this is how. Look at how the ball bounces and look at how life works, right? And I promise you, for the people who are always worrying about skipping the line and always worrying about somebody's fate at the moment, here you have Suge Knight, right? People was like, oh, Suge Knight threw his life away. Suge Knight is about to be this. Suge Knight is about to be that. Suge Knight lost it all. Suge Knight, la, 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 la. Suge Knight took a L and went down, right? But to be honest with you, Suge Knight was about to get bodied in the streets type shit. He was his trajectory, the way that he was moving, somebody was gonna put a bullet in his head, right? Because the allure or the facade of him being untouchable began to wear off when niggas put hands on him. So now they like, shit, this nigga is human. All right, now let's have the conversation about taking him out. I'm sure that they were able to have one of those boss meetings where all of them niggas was like, you know what? It's time, you know what I mean? Like they all agreed, like, you know what? We could, he could get taken out. His ass would have got taken out. You feel me? So jail actually saved his life. Fuck around. Jail actually saved his life. He's about to come home, right? In a few years, whether it's 10 years from now or before that, he's going to come home to a new career. He's already doing podcasts and whatnot, and people are interested in what he has to say. He's going to be able to have a second run at things, maybe not in the music industry, but the way that these niggas are sitting around telling stories about their escapades and whatnot, and getting paid by Spotify and all of these other people for podcasting, shit like that. Suge Knight has a second life. He's going to have a second life. He already proved himself. He's going to, you know what I mean? He did it. He's going to do his time. He's going to prove what he needs to prove. I don't think he has to prove anything, but he's going to do his time, and he's going to be a person of interest to the culture when he comes home. Okay? And he'll be coming home as Puff is going in. And the age that Puff is at right now, if he gets booked, he's not coming home from the feds. He's past 50, right? You know? So if he gets booked for 20 years, 30, he's not coming home out of them feds. You know? Yeah. Sugar's podcasting. He's podcasting with homie from The Source, Dave Mays, the white boy. He has Suge doing a podcast. So Suge is gonna come home to another run. Okay, he's gonna come home to another run. and he's gonna get something. There's gonna be some type of compensation thrown by somebody in the West Coast. They're not going to let Suge fucking drown. So you see how karma works. You see how when it looks like somebody is down and out at some moment in their life, you have to look at the bigger picture. You might lose the battle and win the war, okay? Because he'll be able to sit back now and see his nemesis suffer. And don't let them indict this nigga about the Tupac murder. Don't let them indict this nigga about the Tupac murder. And then Suge Knight gets to quote unquote sit back and watch this nigga suffer for what he did from taking out Tupac Amaru Shakur if he played a hand in that. So that would be poetic justice. And if they indict him on the Tupac murder and he becomes the person of interest that they say you was responsible for taking out Tupac Amaru Shakur, nigga, you fooled. You fooled on in any building, in any tier, in any yard, anywhere that you go, you are fooled. If they say that you was responsible for Pac, don't let them say Biggie. Watch the party die. Watch the party die. Yeah, the Keefe D nigga, you know that he out here Mariah Carey. You know he's singing. They see how YSL Woody is lit. You know they sing. Niggas is singing. It's gonna be some. It's gonna be some Danity Kanes out there. They singing. You know what I mean? All that old mob boss shit. You got to keep the code and be quiet. Nah, nigga, that's out the window. Niggas is gonna tell and write a book. They gonna tell and write a book. You know what I mean? I need a perp walk. Who got the perp walk footage of Diddy walking down the perp? This is big. This is big. He'll be safe in Otisville. No, somebody said that hip hop. No, of course it's already died. The shit is already dead. Watch it die though. Watch it die. Right? It's already dead. But watch it die. Okay? What does that mean? What it means is you're going to get to watch it die. Okay? What did they indict him on though? They said the grand jury indicted him. What's the indictment? Hold on. Let me go. What's the indictment? You know, is it sex trafficking? What is it? What is it? There's so many damn lawsuits. Shit. What is it? What is it? Let me see. Okay, the investigation is being led by the Southern District of New York. That's the same ones that took down Trump and a few other people. That's Letitia James and them. They don't be playing. Yeah, they're not stating it. I don't see it. I don't see what the indictment is about. But you know, all of that is coming out. You know what I'm saying? All of that. They'll arraign him tomorrow. And we'll get to, you know, we'll get into this. This will dominate the news cycle for a minute now. You know what I mean? Until Young Thug comes home. This is going to dominate this news cycle For he had a real long run. He had a stupid run. He had a stupid run. You feel me? He had a stupid run. His run was crazy. So yeah, you know shit. He from New York. He know how it go. You gotta, you know what I mean? He pissed off he's pissed off Diego. He pissed off them billionaires from Europe and whatnot. They play a different type of game. They play this is all quote unquote drive by. He's getting headshots. This is a hit from above. He getting hit from above. So it's only right that this man has been chosen to do the halftime show. He said he's not our savior. We don't have too many artists of integrity right now to even lean on. You know what I mean? Sucks that it had to be him and whatnot, but we need more artists of integrity and character. That should show you, especially the type of weight that a Kendrick holds. That is I believe that's the archetype that needs to be the blueprint that all of these record labels and these A&Rs and shit like that, people that got millions of dollars like athletes or any type of black entertainers, that's who you should be looking for. A real true artist, somebody that's true to the motherfucking art form. Because all of that other popcorn shit is dead. All of that Ice Spice shit, the ice is melted, baby. You know? The ice is melted, baby. He's gonna have to have paid CEOs like Avon Barksdale. Yeah, this is a little bit different. It's fucking Diddy, nigga. I don't think people understand how big of this is Diddy, nigga. This is like locking up the Black Trump, nigga. This is Diddy. Yeah, the nigga kingdom is definitely crumbling. This is a domino effect. So, like I was saying earlier in the beginning, Jay-Z has entered into the crosshairs. Now that Diddy is officially out of the picture, the new quote unquote king to be quote unquote executed, or the new king to get his head cut off, the new sacrifice, the new person on the cross is Sean Combs. And it started with this little snafu at the Super Bowl, but it's not going to end there. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. Do not let nobody from out of that camp cook up a motherfucking ether on him. Okay? Don't let it happen, because he's going to have to fight back. And somebody with a good pen, probably on some bufu or something, that could put something together on a good pen with a good pen. Oh nah, you could knock one of them dreads off. You could knock a wick off if you put together the right motherfucking track. He's vulnerable right now. You know, he's kind of vulnerable right now. So yeah, Diddy went down. Okay, Diddy's in the pokey and whatnot. Diddy's in the bing. You know what I'm talking about? Take that. You can't say that you didn't see that coming. Okay, you can't say that you didn't see that coming, right? It's gonna be left up to Christian Combs to hold it down. Does he have it in him, y'all? Let me go ahead. I need to roll up. It's one of those nights. Does he have it in him, Christian Combs? Press 1. Does he? Damn, yeah. That's how y'all feel about Christian Combs? He didn't get him ready for the throne. He didn't get him. All right. So the next question. Give me a 1 if Diddy is telling. You know what I mean? Give me a 1 if Diddy is telling, if he's going to give up Anybody that, because they want a big fish now. If they're gonna say, all right, Sean, you're looking at 80, you're gonna sit down with the drill rappers and all them niggas from your label that's probably locked up right now. Yeah, we're gonna put you in a nice federal facility, one with a big yard, maybe next to R. Kelly. Do you have any information that you want to share with us? Yeah, I think he's telling straight like that. Take that. I think he's telling them whatever the fuck they want to hear. But like I said before, he is the federal informant. He is one of them. Okay, that nigga is Donnie Brasco. Do not let nobody tell you no different. He's Donnie Brasco. He's Henry Hill. Okay, he's Al Sharpton, nigga. He's one of them. He's an informant. So he's getting debriefed. He's not getting arrested. If you were to ask me, he's getting debriefed. He's sitting in that office and they're trying to figure out, what are we gonna do with you, my nigga? They're trying to figure out, what are we gonna do with you to make this shit go away? Because you fucked up, right? You know you fucked up, right? You got to play along with this quote unquote theater now. This is a new distraction. Okay, this is a new distraction. Our people are going to eat this shit alive. What's today? Monday? They're going to be talking about this till next Monday. This is a huge story. This story is going to be bigger outside of America than it is in America, because that's where people like Diddy really hold the weight. He holds the weight on a global scale. He holds the weight on a global scale more so than he holds the weight on this local scale. People would be like, we don't rock with him like that. Puffy is this, Puffy is that. But outside of this bitch, they think Puffy is the king of black people. He's your fucking king. 50 Cent is like Kamala. You know what I mean? P. Diddy is like the black king to people who don't know who the blacks are. They just think hip hop is a bunch of niggas that run around grunting and whatnot, wearing a lot of jewelry and shit. They don't be understanding us. You know what I mean? They judge us from some fucking from movies and MTV and shit like that. So Diddy is like he's like the president of black people. Nigga. He's black excellence. Remember that? Nigga, remember black excellence? Remember black excellence? So let's read some lyrics from Watch the Party Die so we all know what our purpose is. Cause I'm on purpose. Right? It's the harvest moon. I'm here to harvest a purpose. I'm on purpose. I understand fully what he told us to do. So before we get into that, this is how he feels about the industry. This is no coincidence. This is nothing new. He don't rock with the industry. He is anti-industry. He's not with the crowd. He's not with the in crowd. Even though he's an industry-like person, he, takes his shots at the industry, right? That is his character. Not to say that this is who he is at home, because who you see on these screens is not who you might see in some. That's the thing with this. People always try to hold a person's persona as an artist to the real person. I'm here to let you know, family, that's not who. Sean Combs is not Puff Daddy. Sean Carter is not Jay-Z. Okay? That's not who they are. These artists that be naming themselves after they first name and shit, they kind of in the quagmire, like the Kanye Wests and the Kendrick Lamars and whatnot. But he has to have some type of private life. He has to have some type of life outside of this camera. He has to have some type of life outside of the limelight in order to feel like he even has a life. Do you understand what that means and how that goes and whatnot? So his reluctancy to say fuck the industry and I don't like the industry, that has a lot to do with the fact that he's not that social. He's not with the fame and whatnot. He's not doing this to be liked and things of that nature. He's an artist, right? You know, and this article by the Rolling Stones, you know, because once again, do not listen to academics and a slew of those streamers. They don't know what they're talking about when it comes. I mean, maybe when it comes to Playboy Cardi or some teenagers and whatnot, people that are like 20 and under, the 20 and unders, maybe because they don't even be all the way on point with them niggas. Maybe that. But when it comes to like a Kendrick and shit like that, they've proven, even the old niggas, they've proven that they don't know nothing about what they're talking about. And we know that the media in New York City, because that's where it's headquartered, media journalism is headquartered in New York City. New York Times, Rolling Stones, all of these conglomerates are in New York City. Harris Publications, right? They're all compromised. So he's going to war against all of them. And I said it before, it's Kendrick versus everybody. It's always been that. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. And the uncomfortability that you've been hearing in the industry, the fact that it's in a stalemate and whatnot, is because these quote unquote, the majority of the stalemate took the L in the rap battle they lost with Drake. They have not been able to gather themselves because they put all of their chips on this one man, or this quote unquote this energy. He was the emperor with no clothes. He was running hip hop and allowing you niggas to do anything and to get away with anything and to just be anything that you wanted to be. He was the proverbial Kamala Harris of hip hop. He was running hip hop like a Democrat, right? Free abortions. You know what I mean? Free sex changes. Wear your fingernails, niggas. Get your nails polished and whatnot. Men wear BBLs and beards. You know, he was letting all of that fly. Women, disgrace yourselves, degrade yourselves. I got you. I'm a light skinned nigga. I'm gonna bring it back. We're gonna take care of you. Shit like that. That's Drake's word. That's Drake's hip hop. The running it from Canada, right? Having no concerns whatsoever about anything political, having no concerns about anything social, having no concerns about anything social political, having no concerns about anything dealing with reparations or any of that shit. He'll never have that conversation. He never wanted to have that conversation. He don't feel like he's qualified to have that conversation because of some of his hangups, because of his quote unquote his ethnicity, not that he's mulatto, not the fact that he's what they call mixed. I have no hangups. I have nothing against anybody who shares two nations in their bosom whatsoever. I'm identifying the fact that certain people belong to multiple ethnicities. And Aubrey Graham belongs to an ethnicity called Zionism, and that ain't us. And they not like us, and we don't fuck with that at all. So if you can't deal with that, then I don't know what to tell you. But that's something that they're not talking about in the media. That's something that they're tiptoeing around. And that's something that has every single one of these gooish media people, personalities, sleeping, having to drink Pepto-Bismol before they go to sleep because they don't know if they're going to wake up one morning and hear a song like this. Okay? A lot of these people that are in hip hop right now, Kendrick Lamar running shit in hip hop, it does not benefit any of them. It don't benefit Peter Rosenberg. It don't benefit quote unquote DJ Vlad. It don't benefit Adam 22. Having discipline, having the gangs and whatnot call a truce, having people literally speaking about the things that are on their hearts and their minds it doesn't benefit the people who are vulturing and raping the culture. Okay. That's why they are not going to push a Kendrick narrative. That's why they're not going to get behind a quote unquote Kendrick Lamar project like that. You know? It's not going to do. They're not going to do it. So, and if they're not going to change, you got to come with the chains to remove the head from the shoulders. Okay. So this track came out, it should have came out on Friday the 13th. This is all Jason. This whole track is pressure. It's all Jason. It's a body. You know what I'm talking about? It's a body. It's egregious. You feel me? It's a horror movie. Nigga, this shit is Deliverance. You feel me? It's the season finale of season 5 of The Boys, nigga. It's pressure. I promise you. I read the lyrics on the last time. Y'all should have me reading the lyrics and listening to the nigga rap it is a little different. It hit different when he rap it. Shit crazy. Shit crazy. But it's the type of time that it's the only type of time that I can agree to. Anything else to me is pussyfooting, and I'm not signing up for it. It's not enough for me. It's too woke. I could get with this though. You know? I could get with this. I could get with all of this. You know what I'm talking about? They need pressure right now. These niggas need to feel pure pressure. When they come outside, they need to look both ways type shit. That's the type of pressure that needs to be applied to every single person who calls themselves a quote unquote vanguard of this culture or some type of quote unquote whatever the fuck they want to call them, influencer, whatever. They need pressure right now. And they need to get put on notice that none of that shit you niggas is standing for. Identify yourself. Matter of fact, what do you stand for? Let's get to that. You know what I mean? Let's get to that. That question should just be asked. Let's just do a quick reset. Let's do a temperature check. You know what I mean? All of the DJ pools. All you niggas with DJ pools. What does hip hop stand for? What's the acronym? Don't even tell them that there is an acronym. What does hip hop stand for? Let's get that out the way. For the niggas that answer correct, you go over there to the right. And then for the ones that don't, you go over there to the left. You know what I'm saying? We'll deal with you in a minute. Then we need to ask the program directors, what time are you on? Then we need to ask the record label executives who feel like they so above everybody. We know that Diddy got arrested tonight. Let's go ahead and change the title to Diddy is in the fucking Bing. Okay, so we all know. Yes, Diddy's in the Bing. Okay, take that. Diddy's in the Bing. You know what I mean? And like we said in the song, if he had anything to do with Tupac's unfortunate premature death, then nigga, it's off with his head. Let's not even talk about Christopher Wallace. If there's anything that comes about to show that you had something to do with Biggie Smalls' assassination, you know what I mean? It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be ugly. You know what I mean? That's going to be, the chips are gonna fall on that one real crazy. Because then Junior Mafia got to answer some questions. Little Kim got to answer questions. It's just ugly. It's fugly. Huh? But you know, when I seen Diddy in New York, this strong end,
I knew something was happening. I was like, he don't even come to New York like that. You know what I mean? He either looking for the same voodoo nigga that was protected that Trump got, because Trump got somebody that he working with. Talking about they out there in Springfield eating the cats and whatnot. Nigga, y'all in Mar-a-Lago killing kids too. Nigga, you over there, y'all in Florida. You got up with the Zoes, little was Kodak black peoples and whatnot. And you niggas is definitely sending some roosters up because they out here trying to, because that shit that you did, if it wasn't rehearsed by Vince McMahon, nigga, you working with the motherfucking Zoes, nigga. How about that? How about that? So the indictment, they will unseal it. Every single outlet will talk about it, and we'll see. But I think they're gonna uncover some shit. You know, this Young Thug shit needs to wrap up because this Diddy shit is gonna be the biggest trial of the century if he don't go state or if he don't Jeffrey Epstein himself. You know what I mean? Beyonce and Sean is somewhere right now drinking a whole bottle of Ace and Spades, spraying some of that new perfume on. Yeah, Choke No Joke is gonna be on every channel with the exclusive interviews. They're gonna do him like they did YSL Woody. They're gonna put him on the Chitlin circuit. So watch the party die. You understand? This is what you're watching. Remember, you would be more powerful as the observer than if you were, right, being the quote unquote on the stage and whatnot. You become more powerful just as the observer. We're observing this as a collective, right? But we're seeing the party die. And we are the Godhead, those of us. People are like, what do we have to do to make anything change? Watch it. Pay attention to it. Put your gaze on it first, right? Put your gaze upon it and then manipulate it after you gaze upon it. Then you can manipulate it with thought, right? So what are you looking at? What do you see or what do you want to see? You know what I mean? That's how you affect things in this quote unquote malleable reality that we're in and whatnot. You have to put your gaze on it. So we gazing, we looking, we seeing what we see. So Jay Electronica popped out. He's weird because he was hating on Kendrick at first, but now he popped out to protect Kendrick against the whole thing with the them. No, matter of fact, it's not Kendrick. He popped out to save Jay-Z, who is his big homie and whatnot. That's his big homie. So he was hating on Kendrick, but the way that these niggas be riding the big homies, if you attack the big homie, then everybody's gonna get up in arms and they're gonna ride for the big homie, and Kendrick will get protected just because he's a part of that thing right there. You know what I mean? So shit is crazy. Somebody said eaters, you know. But we're watching the party die. Party and Bullshit was a song that Biggie first popped out with. Party and Bullshit, right, is a flip. They flipped the sample because the original Party and Bullshit was talking about them niggas that was back in the Panther days and whatnot. And they were talking about all of them niggas that wanted to party and bullshit and just be dancing on a Soul Tray line when they were supposed to be putting in work and putting in pain and whatnot. And they were supposed to be handling their business, right? But they wanted to party and bullshit. They wanted to do disco. They wanted to do coke. They wanted to sleep with white girls. You feel me? They wanted to chase their desires and whatnot. So all we got was party and bullshit, right? So when Bad Boys came out as a label and whatnot, the very first song is Party and Bullshit by Biggie Smalls, which personified the era that we were going into where everybody became about partying. I did not party like that. We used to go to dance hall. We used to go to sound clashes. We used to go to the dance hall to go rub up on some poom poom. You know what I'm saying? We used to go to, hooky parties and shit. Like we would get out, but this wasn't part of the culture. We were not partying every night. We were not partying on the weekdays, my nigga. When Bad Boy came, when the Puffy era came, we were partying every single day. There was no days off. It was party and bullshit for real. Hoes, clothes, bankroll. It was about what was the Biggie mantra? It's about bankrolls, clothes, and hoes. I promise you. That was the mantra. Niggas was living that shit to the T. So all of this new shit with the scammers and all of this shit with niggas popping bottles, man, if you niggas don't have a seat, that came in the 90s. That's a 1993, 94 type of thing. Okay? That's not nothing new, bro. You know what I'm talking about? That is nothing. Down to the shit that we were wearing. We were wearing that. We was wearing Gucci. We were wearing Christian Dior glasses. We were wearing Louis. The same shit you niggas is wearing right now. We were wearing that in 94, 95, Coogis and shit like that. We were wearing the same exact thing. Designer. Okay? I'm glad that y'all could afford it now. You know what I mean? That's what we was doing. We was popping bottles and we was taking down the baddies, nigga. We was catching bodies. That's what we was doing. And we was going state to state catching bodies. Before the passport bros, niggas, we was the I-95 bros. We was going to homecomings to catch bodies, nigga, and to be the man and to put one and to represent for the city. That's what we was on. That's what we was on. To spread this fucking New York this swag, nigga. We was spreading the motherfucking you know what I mean? We was spreading that motherfucking that Yankee hat, nigga, around the world. That was our mission. I had no purpose in life, bro. I had no purpose in life. Like, I promise you, I was literally a NPC, nigga, for the streets. You know, I had no life. It was rinse and repeat, nigga. And I was locked in. Oh, I was 10 toes. So I know the appeal. I know the allure. I know how magnifying this shit is. I know that you could be complete. I was punch drunk under the spell. Like, nigga, I was deep under the spell. Okay? So the majority of that era belongs to Diddy. He's not necessarily, it's not to say that he was some evil demonic. That's not what it is. But he was compromised before we even knew what really compromising was. Okay? We didn't even know what the fuck. You know what I mean? Let me put this shit in the title so people is coming in here like Diddy is in jail. Diddy locked up by the feds. You know what I mean? Watch the party die. Okay? That's all this is. Watch the party die. Okay? It's the death of this shit right here. This shit gotta go. It's lethargic. Believe you me. You're not missing nothing. And whatever you missing, if you ain't get it by now, you ain't never gonna get it. You know what that means? You ain't, yeah. So that era had us in a chokehold. No, but that era still got us in the chokehold that people my age are in. Remember, we are the parents of the drill rappers. We are the parents of the Young Miamis. Young Miami moms is my age, damn near, bro. Our let's keep it. Let's put it into perspective. So it's the parents that are underneath the Puff Daddy spell, the bad boy shiny suit era spell. They didn't grow up. So what the fuck did you expect the children to be on? The parents are still underneath this nigga spell. You know what I mean? So that party has to die in order for them to be like, oh shit, what the fuck have we been doing for the last 30, 40 years? God damn it, we don't got no land. We don't have no nothing. We don't got no institutions. We was partying and bullshitting. We was keeping up with the Combs. He was the exemplar. He exemplified way before Jay-Z. Remember, Jay-Z comes after Diddy. Diddy was treating Jay-Z like the help when they went on tour. Nigga, Biggie was looking down on Jay-Z, nigga. Like you a little nigga. You were the little homie. Remember that. He was looking down on him. Not in a bad way, but he was like, you the little homie. So there's nobody that 50 Cent comes after P. Diddy. 50 Cent, no disrespect to him because he's a savvy businessman later on down the line, but not in the beginning. Not in the beginning. You could not have him, nigga. You couldn't stand him next to no P. Diddy. You know how many years he had to wear tailored suits and stand upright in order to even be considered to be equal to a Diddy? This nigga was wearing Kmart tank tops with the G unit on it. He wasn't nowhere on that level. So he's not the architect. He didn't write the code. Jay-Z didn't write the code. Biggie wrote the code, but it was Puff Daddy's code that he gave him to write. So we're living in Biggie's dreams. But the architect behind Biggie is Puff Daddy, Sean Combs. And Clive Davis is the one, Puff the Magic Dragon. Do you know Clive Davis, the Magic Dragon behind the rise of Puff? So Clive Davis he's the one who has his hand up Diddy's back. Diddy's the puppet. Diddy is Pinocchio. Clive Davis is Geppetto. Okay. Puffy and Jay-Z were nothing when Pac and Suge took over in night. Nigga, you wasn't alive. If you say that, you wasn't even alive. You couldn't be alive and you say no shit like that, bro. You was not there if you're saying that because you couldn't be there to say that. No. You couldn't be there. The fuck? In 96, they were all big, right? Maybe Jay-Z wasn't. Jay-Z wasn't big like that. He was on the come up. But nigga, Puff Daddy was on. Nigga, are you serious? P. Diddy was on the top. The fuck? They were humongous. You know? So the only person. Oh yeah. Of course, I agree that Pac destroyed Bad Boys. Nobody is saying that he didn't destroy it when he came on his rise up and whatnot. But to say that they wasn't lit like that, I don't know about that. You know, Because to keep it a buck with you, just in 1995, when Tupac was in jail for rape, nigga, nobody was fucking with him. He was a joke. He was a punchline. He was the failed rapper. He was a mistake. Nobody was fucking with him. The fact that Suge was saying his name and keeping him alive was shocking to some people. Because they was like, why are you even saying that nigga name? He was a dub. Him going to jail after he got shot, that wasn't some shit everybody, he wasn't lit because of that. He wasn't lit because of that. He was a failure. He was a failure. They said that he got shot because of karma, because he raped a woman. He was a failure. And back in those days, niggas was not going to jail like that. Let's just put it into context. Nobody was getting locked up for rape like that. Mike Tyson got locked up for rape and was never the same. He was never the same. He never captured his fucking allure and his luster before his ass got put handcuffs on him. So they was not looking at nobody catching no dirty dick charges like, nah, that's just something that no, all of that. No, don't let nobody lie to you. They was shitting on Tupac every coast. The fact that Death Row went on the ledge to sign him, they looked at that nigga Suge Knight like he was crazy. But the only reason why he was able to kind of like say, I don't care what y'all say, is because the nigga, the label is called Death Row. It was called Death Row. That's why Biggie and them didn't even make no response song. They didn't even take him for serious because he was locked up. He was talking to the Vibe magazine about he got beef with niggas. They was laughing at him. They was like, fam, you're never coming home. Like, we're not addressing you. You're locked up. You failed, nigga. You failed. You threw it all away. So he comes home, he gets bailed out, and you already know what it is from there. It's up. He had a point to prove. So here goes Jay Electronica talking super greasy to all of the Magnolia niggas. He's making it seem like Wayne and them is not really about that life. In terms of, that's just Jay Electronica and his fucking ego bag. You know, I don't know what that's all about, but yeah, man, these, you know, it is what it is, man. You know, Snoop had it on super lock. Snoop had it on lock, maybe for a year or two, and nobody is gonna deny that. Snoop had it on lock before Pac, right? Remember? I don't think Pac I don't think that you could compare a lockdown, because when Pac had shit on a super headlock, that was like right around the time before he died. Would you say that his headlock is comparative to the headlock Snoop had from 92 when he came out with Doggy Style? When I think about it, I don't know. I will have to really sit back and think about that shit. Because, of course, people are going to look at the Tupac after he got killed. He went all the way up after. Yeah, Scarface was lit too. And Scarface been in the hospital. We got to pray for him. Scarface was definitely that dude. People do not even give him the proper props and whatnot. He was him. You said I'm bugged because nobody believed Pac raped anybody. No, they didn't necessarily believe that he raped somebody the same way that they didn't believe Mike Tyson raped somebody. However, the fact that these people who were being seen as Teflon, that they got booked and they went down and it went on their record that they were rapists, that was kind of like, you know what I mean? You got to remember, we'll fight for you and we'll stand there for you and we'll hold up the conviction with you. But niggas is still like, damn, son, like, you better hope that this shit is not, you not guilty, fam, because you could get bodied for that. Like if niggas stand behind you and we wrong and strong, and it come to find out that you took some pussy, nigga, you're gonna get killed in these streets. So people was kind of riding for him, but it was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They wasn't standing 10 toes like that for Pac. But the minute he got bailed out, oh no. He came out with oh no. That's what people thought. They didn't know that he got bailed out. They thought that they let him out. They thought that they let him out and they dismissed the case. And then all of this magical shit happened all at once. He got out. He's bald headed. He's you know what I mean? He's tatted up. He's in the fucking desert, nigga. It was too much. It was too much. People wasn't ready for that. They clowned him when he was in jail. And when he came out, he destroyed everybody. Yes, that is what happened. That movie that they did, that shit was trash. They didn't give you, it didn't really give the type of context as to what was going on around that time. I promise you, it did not give you the they was shitting on Mike Tyson and they was shitting on Tupac because they was up north. They were not up north with 100 rappers. They were not up north with 20 rappers. These was like the only niggas up north from the industry. The industry was not getting locked up like that. Niggas was not catching those big charges. They was catching gun charges here and there and little assaults, but they wasn't getting those big charges. You know, Pac had a slow rise with a hard fall, right? And Snoop hit the game hard like Tyson. Snoop did not have a hard rise, right? When he came in with that deep cover shit, dum dum 187 on an undercover cop, that was his intro. And then he comes with Dre Day, right? That shit where they doing the barbecues and whatnot. And it was up from there. Then you had Doggy Style. It was over after that. Like his rocket took off. His rocket took off. Jermaine Dupri rises up with Crisscross. This is like 92, right? Jermaine Dupri rises up with Crisscross, but nobody took Jermaine Dupri serious like that, right? But he was a hell of a producer. He was killing it on the charts. He was giving niggas Escape. I don't think people even appreciate Escape in hindsight. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I'm gonna just keep it to myself. It was, you know, the Escape shit was like they thought they was getting trolled and they thought niggas was trolling, but it was real. And Jermaine Dupri was lit, but the Brat got him. The Brat got Jermaine Dupri really lit. The Brat got him really lit. And then that song "Money Ain't a Thing" with Jay-Z, when he started getting in his money bag, and that had him popping as well. Yeah, they had Escape. We had SWV, right? And niggas was literally comparing the faces on them posters. Like, wait a minute, Coco is my girlfriend, the girl with the long nails. Who's your girl? And the nigga be like, let me see, Shawty right here. Let me see, Tiny. Okay. We were having sound clashes with Escape and SWV in the hood. You know? So the Snoop got slowed down by the murder trial. That's the shit that slows Snoop down. If the murder was the case, didn't hit Snoop, you think he big now. You think that he's big now. But that song with the Brat and Biggie, that went crazy. That song with that song got Biggie lit. Biggie was already lit, but when he came down to Atlanta and got into that Atlanta flow, and he got up with the Brat and he got with JD, and then Money Ain't a Thing was popping. Yeah, that's an era right there. You know what I'm saying? That's an era way before Janet Jackson. Way before Janet Jackson. Way before Janet Jackson. My nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas was not looking at Janet Jermaine Dupri talking about he could get it too. You know? Easy E dying, that was a big monkey wrench. That was a big monkey wrench. You know. Then the Wu-Tang until right, Puffy sabotaged Wu-Tang, right? Puffy sabotages Wu-Tang. Puffy sabotaging Wu-Tang is the death of conscious New York City rap on the radio. So if you ever wanted to know, damn, how did Wu-Tang like fall off? Or how did ODB and Method Man and all of these niggas, like what happened? I thought that they was like lit. And it would be like, yes, they was super lit. Them niggas was big lit, you know what I mean? But there was a war, a behind the scenes war with Raekwon the Chef with Purple Tape and Biggie Smalls album Ready to Die. And then Diddy stepped in and he told Hot 97, either you stop playing these niggas' music and play our shit, or if you play these niggas' music, you'll never be able to play nothing from Bad Boy again. And they made the decision to stop fucking with Wu-Tang for 10 years in New York. 10 years. Okay? 10. Destroyed their whole legacy. And the shiny suits take over and he phases out all of that conscious shit out of the quote unquote airwaves, and everything becomes about aspirational rap, right? And aspirational rap is basically like, you know, the shiny suit shit. It's called the shiny suit era. You think I'm making that up, but I'm not. That's the shit where they had the locks and the shiny suits and whatnot. That's his era. And that's Hype Williams, $1 million videos, all that aspirational shit. To whereas if you watching the video, it don't matter where you live. If you watching any videos from Bad Boy, they're making you aspire to want to be like them. The nigga Mace wanted you, he made you want to be like him. Okay? With the women, with the swag, with the slow talking and shit like that. When they came out with All About the Benjamins, you wanted to be like that. Everything that Big put out from One More Chance, Big Papa, motherfucking Victory, Hypnotize. Hey, people wanted to be like that. Junior Mafia, then he gave you Little Kim with hardcore and everything. That's all Biggie's pen. He wrote all of that. They wanted you to be like that. So, and then of course, it's a whole bunch of other shit going on. Foxy Brown, The Firm, you got Nas cooking and whatnot. You got Jay-Z on the come up. It's mad shit going on simultaneously. Yep, Loon had the swag. You know what I mean? He was giving Father MC type vibes. So Loon came with the chocolate swag. You had Bad Boy, what's my nigga, Black Rob with the thugged out Bronx shit. He was mad crazy type shit. You know, the shooter. Then you had G Dep. Smash shit going on. Smash shit going on. And then Jay-Z had to switch up his style, right? The video that made Jay-Z the man in New York was the Dead President's remix when he pulled up in the white Lex. He got off the helicopter and he jumped into the white Lex. That's the beginning of Jay-Z's run in the New York shit. Facts. Super facts. And he was out for a while before that. This is about 4 years into his career. You know? It's about 4 years into his career. And he found his sound and it was up from there. But Jay-Z got that off of the fact that Big and them created the environment with the Biggie run. He created the environment for niggas to just start writing the way that they was writing and seeing the world, you know what I mean? Just thinking, just dreaming big. Big did that. Big opened that up, you know? And the brains behind that is this nigga that's in handcuffs right now. You know what I'm saying? So his era officially comes to an end. Is watch the party die. It's dead. It's going to die. Okay? It's going to die. It had an appeal because there was no arrest. There was no indictments. There was nothing to stop it. There was nothing to quote unquote interfere with it. Right? Big L. Yeah. If you listen to Cameron and Mace, they threw Big L all the way under the bus. You know? They threw his ass under the bus. You said, how did Hov find his sound? No. Hov found his sound before Biggie died. If you listen to Brooklyn's Finest, if you listen to the Brooklyn's Finest, if you listen to anything that he was doing with Big and Pac, he already had found his sound. He found his sound during the Biggie run when Biggie was killing shit. That's when Hov switches up from rapping super fast to slowing it down and start rapping through the eyes of a Big Willie. He wasn't rapping like, he wasn't speaking from the perspective. His character wasn't a Big Willie in the beginning. His character wasn't like. So DMX comes through and destroys the shiny suit era. Yes, he's the one who comes through with the grimy shit, with the dog shit, with the you niggas want to be killers, get at me, dog. Arf, arf. So he comes after Big dies and he basically brings the grimy shit back. So that's the beginning of him and Jay-Z going at it. Because at this point, Biggie is already dead. When DMX comes, Biggie is already dead. Jay-Z got songs talking about the city is mine. So Jay-Z and DMX go at it. Okay? Without going at it, without going after each other, they go at it. Right? Nas supposed to take over. He's supposed to have been the one, running up and grabbing shit by the horns. But he doesn't show up like that. He's still trying to find himself. He's fucking Escobar and all of this stupid shit. So Jay-Z, the flossy partying bullshit. Remember, Jay-Z is doing remixes with all of the R&B niggas. You Shy, he's doing shit with Christian. He's doing shit with Shy. He's doing the song with Foxy. Ain't no nigga like the one I got. Bum, 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 dun, 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 dun. He's doing party songs, right? He got the shit with it's the men, the Lex, and the buggy y'all Benz, haha, right? So he's doing R&B shit, remixes. He's in the clubs, right? He does Ain't No Nigga. Then he does Sunshine. He does a few songs that are like bouncy and whatnot. So he starts taking over the club. DMX pops out from the gate and he's taking over. He's just killing shit with that sound. He's bodying shit. The albums come out, they go platinum, right? But everybody at that point, they were so used to this dream or aspirations of getting money and getting clean and rocking with the video vixens and rocking with the Mary J. Blige types, rocking with the Little Kim types. The Little Kim types, they're not necessarily attracted to the stick-up kids and to the grimy niggas that walk their dogs with no shirt on type shit. They're trying to go to the niggas is getting money. So eventually the Jay-Z aesthetic wins out and New York decides we're gonna roll with the get money vibes over this grimy shit. Even though the grimy shit, we're gonna turn up when they turn it on. We're gonna turn up in the club. We're gonna start throwing, you know what I mean? We're gonna turn it up. We're gonna, you know what I mean? But that wasn't what they was rolling with. That wasn't what they was rolling with. They was rolling with get money. They was rolling with the shiny suit shit eventually. That won over. And Jay-Z becomes the face of that. and he becomes the face of that type of mentality. Remember, it's all about narrative. It goes all the way back to narrative. DMX represented the dirty niggas. The Wu-Tang represented the dirty niggas. MOP represented the dirty niggas, right? And they said that Nas was on the tippy toe of the line of dirty niggas and niggas that's not dirty. He didn't know if he wanted to be a dirty nigga or a fly, clean nigga who get money and fucks with top tier, the type of women that Kevin Samuels was trying to hook you niggas up with, right? That's the type of women that we were aiming for when we were in the clubs coming up. There was levels to this shit, bro. I'm talking about nigga, Little Kim and them was in arm's reach. Okay. Nigga, big stakes, nigga. Shaka, she had a chick that rolled with her named Shaka who would be shooting niggas. She used to have the blicky. There was a bunch of chicks rolling with Little Kim. You feel me? Baddies, bro. And like I said, back in those days, baddies was rare. Baddies were kind of rare. Like there's a lot of baddies now, and they all look alike. But in those days, there wasn't no surgery. You literally had to, you know what I mean? You had to stand in front of a bad bitch picture as another girl and literally conform your face by playing with it type shit. You didn't have a nip and tuck. You know what I mean? You had to go to sleep with Shorty's picture and dream that you look like her. You know what I'm saying? To wake up looking like her type shit. Like, it was real baddies back then. The type of chicks that Nino Brown kicked out of the club type shit. They was outside, nigga. They was outside. They was dressing up in $1,000 outfits. Okay? They were looking scrumptious, nigga. Okay? It was looking scrumptious. All right? So they made the men level up. How the fuck do you think we was hopping out of foreign car? Nobody, how the hell nobody knew nothing about a foreign car? We didn't know nothing about no goddamn Versace. We didn't know nothing about no goddamn shoes with no socks on. We did all of that to appeal to the shorties that was rolling with Little Kim, nigga. The girls from Uptown, Chrissy and them. Jim Jones, his girl, Chrissy. Nigga, Chrissy, back in the days, I don't know. I mean, Chrissy now is, you know, she's domesticated. But the Chrissy from my era, when we was in the club, nigga, when I say pressure, bro, pressure. The Uptown shorties from Harlem, that the Rich Porter type of shorties, they was only used to a certain type of caliber of nigga. They was in the club. They was fair game. Okay? They was fair game. Nigga, we had Avirexes and Timbs on. It was up. It was up. So it was different back in the days. Yeah, the Harlem girls was not fucking with no scrubs. Dipset destroyed all of Harlem. Okay? The whole Dipset energy, it destroyed the pristine state that Harlem used to have. It destroyed it. Okay? It gave you the Harlem thought. That was never a thing before. I don't know what the fuck happened. That was never a thing before. The Harlem thought. There wasn't even thoughts in Harlem. They used to rock doobies, 5411s with the door knockers. They was clean, bro. Shorties from Harlem were not thotties. They were not bust downs. When did that happen? You know what I'm saying? That happened during the Dipset era. Okay? They turned out a whole fucking borough and it's never been the same. Dead ass. So that gang shit to New York destroyed New York. It didn't do anything to elevate New York. It didn't do anything. Yeah, the doobies with the bobby pins. What are we talking about? When you take out the bobby pin, it's looking like oxtail falling off the bone. Like, this is what they did in Harlem. These were the baddies. They was teaching Brooklyn niggas civilization. They was civilizing us. Dead ass. You get with a Harlem shorty, you could get civilized, not domesticated, civilized. Yeah, Mrs. Jones, Sugar Hills, like, let's go. Rub on the wood at the Apollo. Pause. Like, what's her name? What was the girl from the Apollo? There was when you come and rub the wood, you have to see her before you went and performed. Type shit. Yeah, Sexy Red would definitely be from the Bronx, Edenwall and shit like that. Definitely, Sexy Red is a Bronx chick all the way. You feel me? Kiki Shepard, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? It was given, that was that old Kiki Shepard energy in Harlem. I don't know what you niggas done did to the women out there, because they're nowhere near that right now. They're nowhere near that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all done chased all the baddies out of Harlem and y'all left us with the gremlins. You know what I'm talking about? Shit went really to the left. So yeah, burn it down and build it up again. Just like Kendrick said, I'm in fully agreement. Burn it down and do it again. I seen Tiana Taylor's come up over the years. She used to be dancing right there at the State Building. She always had a wave, though. I'm gonna keep it a buck. She always had a wave in her demographic. She was always the it girl in Harlem, even with the youth. She had a, she was younger than me. She's younger, but she's always had a wave. From the minute I put my eyes on her, she's always had a wave and whatnot. She's always had that leadership. Girls follow her and rock with her. And, she's just cool like that. She exemplifies the old Harlem. Okay. Tiana Taylor, because her mom, like I said, a lot of they moms be like girls that we was trying to kick it with. So they still represent that type of stock and pedigree. It's called stock and pedigree, not to be confused how they speak about animals and whatnot. No, we as a people, we have different stock and pedigree. So throughout the generations, either the stock gets watered down or it gets bigged up, it gets boosted up and whatnot. And because of the environment, because of the music, because of the food, because of the fuckery, it fucks with the pedigree and the stock of things. Okay? It fucks with the pedigree and the stock of things. There's a specific stock of us that you could find preserved behind the walls of Prison USA, Prison Complex Industry USA, that you can't find in the streets. How is that? Where are they at? How the hell did that happen? Because different stocks, different pedigrees. It's like they preserve. It's like chirogenics. They got niggas in the mountains of a certain pedigree and stock that don't. They're like dinosaurs. It's like T-Rexes. They don't exist in the real world. All of the niggas in the real world are domesticated and neutered. They're not primal like that. They can't. They wouldn't survive in this controlled environment if they were primal, based off of how they switch up legislation and laws and whatnot. They do that to get you primal niggas up out of here. But the primal niggas, okay, who still have a certain type of primalness to themselves, they're in the mountains locked up somewhere, running around as primal as they want to be. Okay? As primal as they want to be. And then people are extracting their DNA and whatnot. They're observing them, right? They're watching them and they're extracting their DNA from them. Little visit to the dentist, little visit to, let me get a little blood sample. Oh, let me get a little urine sample. Oh, let me get some some spittle. And they're taking that shit and they're creating super soldiers off of their DNA. Facts. I mean, if I was an evil genius, I would do that. Every nigga who come through central booking, I'm splicing Mike Tyson's DNA with Larry Davis. I'm splicing it with Willie Bosket. I'm splicing it with the Black Guerrilla Army. I'm splicing it with a nigga who was a serial stabber or somebody who was a serial quote unquote violent inmate, right? Because they have motherfuckers who are just completely violent. I'm splicing all of those genes and I'm basically putting it in a petri dish and I'm birthing a universal soldier. That's what I'll do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Serpentor. I'm giving you Serpentor. That's what I would do. And I think that's what they're doing. They combine prison culture and gang culture and create a deaf culture. On that note, guys, good night. There's nothing more for me to say. I mean, that's how we're gonna end it. We'll pick up from this point right here. So we are gonna see what's taking place when they read the indictment and when they go and break down what the fuck P. Diddy is in the pokey for. We will go live and we will get back to you. Okay. And we will keep you updated. I will be in New York on Sunday. Me and Blue Pill. It's not a lecture, it's a workshop. We're going to be at Nicholas. It's not a lecture, it's a workshop. And it will also be available on a live stream. The link is in the description. The early bird is ending tomorrow. The early bird is ending tomorrow, mañana. Okay, so if you want to get your tickets, make sure you get them by tomorrow, Sunday, September the 22nd, from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. How to make it in the how to make your own. I say make money, but how to make your own fantasy complex industry, and we're gonna give you the quote unquote steps that it will have to take. All right. We'll show you the economic trends that are driving this industry. It is a humongous industry. It's a complex. It's not just one industry. It's 5 industries in one. An overview of the comic book, cartoon, toy, and video game markets. We're going to introduce you to the AI tools for beginners, right? We're going to show you techniques for designing compelling characters / storylines and products, right? And we'll also show you how to bring your stories to life with the newest AI powered tools. How are we going to make entertainment exciting again? You got to make your own. How are we going to put our stories in the forefront? You got to fund your own and you got to make your own. How are we going to circumvent all of this subliminal programming that they did to us with the comic books, with the toys, with the cartoons when we were coming up, right? Because we got He-Man, Voltron, all of these cartoons, all of this shit that they gave us and whatnot, but it indoctrinated us. We were becoming indoctrinated. And then some of y'all got Teletubbies, Power Rangers. And then after that, some of you niggas got SpongeBob, you know, all of those cartoons and all of those video games that we grew up playing and all of those quote unquote toys that we used to collect and whatnot, they all had an impact on our subconscious. So what we know now that we know that, and we know that the majority of these children are star seeds, what would I do? I would begin to create anime that's melanated, that's going to tell them more about who they are. I would start making toys that either look like them or it would be some type of quote unquote entities from their imaginations, right? It would be something that they think about, because if they could have shit like Smurfs and Qbert and all of that, you know what I'm talking about? Then think about that. You got Smurfs, you got Qbert, you know what I mean? You got all of these different things from people's imagination. You got Sesame Street. This shit could be thought of in the minds of some young children, some star seeds, or some old fogies such as myself. Okay? But all of these things are going to have to come out of the minds and the imaginations of this community. So we don't got to keep looking outside of ourselves. We are going to be able to affect the younger generation, their subconsciousness and their consciousness through the realms of the fantasy complex industry. That's how you talk to them. They don't want to talk to you about your pity parties and stuff like that. But if you present a character in front of them that's compelling, then they'll be enthralled by said character the same way that we were enthralled by those characters. But you can't put your politics in it. You can't put your quote unquote prejudice in it. You cannot insert. You cannot insert, okay, the wrong ingredients into your art. Okay? So there's a key on how to do things like that, and we're going to be getting to that on Sunday. I want to empower my students. You could be 8 years old all the way up to 80 years old. There's nothing that we'll be teaching in that workshop that's going to go over the heads of people from 8 to 80. You'll be able to work right through it. You'll be able to understand everything that we'll be teaching. I promise you. Okay. Am I designing all of the graphics on the channel? Yeah, of course. Of course. Well, I did have some assistance with the 44 tops. That's my good brother Tizo. Shout out to him. You feel me? And but for the most part, me and Blue Pill, we've been designing this channel since its inception. Flyers and all of that stuff. That's all us. You said Diddy about to tell on everybody. Facts. You feel me? Facts. So we'll see how how the ball bounces and how everything works out. You know what I mean? You know, if the man is innocent and he has nothing to hide, then he'll be all right. He'll be able to work through the trials and tribulations that he's facing right now. But we all get tested. You know what I'm saying? So he's no different. He's no different than anybody else. We all have to face the music every now and then. You know what I mean? And we all have our crosses to bear. And as you can see with the history of bad boys and whatnot, they had their hands in a lot of shit. You know what I mean? And they got away with a lot of stuff. Where can you get the pillar shirts? Oh, thank you for asking. We actually have a sale right now at the mark125.com. We actually have a sale. I do have a new commercial. We have 3 new shirts, but I had to start the show tonight, and the commercial, I was still waiting for it to render. So it was not ready, but we have 3 new designs. We have Brother Panic, we have Delbert Blair, and Phil Valentine. Fire, right? We're launching that tomorrow. Those 3 new designs are being launched tomorrow. So the mark125.com. See, once again, I'm taking the master teachers and I'm creating, right? I'm bringing them into an industry. I'm bringing them into an industry. I'm bringing them into cartoons. I'm bringing them into the toy industry, right? And hopefully we could bring them into the video game markets and whatnot. We don't have to wait for no video game to give us a star. We don't have to wait for no type of, because they're not going to do that. Nobody in Japan, they didn't even give you melanated manga characters out of Japan yet. We still waiting for some black manga characters. I'm tired of waiting. They gave us Chat GPT and Midjourney and all of these tools. I am going to use those tools. It's no them tools is laying around and I'm not using them. And I'm like, F that. It's time to pick these bitches up because Kendrick said, watch the party die. So I'm going to use those tools to help the party die. Okay. Those tools have been sent to us to commit murder, nigga. And it's about killing this culture to build a new one. What's the best way to build a new one? You have to plot out a new one in your mind's eye. And now you could build what you see. I'm gonna build what I see. I'm tired. I'm so bored by what they see and what they was giving me as a vision of greatness, because as you learn about greatness, nothing that the industry could kick out is going to really truly feed your soul, because you're beyond that stupid shit. That is akin to being in Sunday school on some Christianity shit and you reading books by the master teachers. You're going to be bored. So many of us are super duper bored. We're at states of lethargic boredom and whatnot, because the entertainment is not compelling enough to feed the scholar in you, to feed the intellect in you. It's really what they say. What's the term where people say you're insulting my intelligence? Yeah, the food that they feeding us is insulting our intelligence, and some people take that shit personal. So I took it in personal so much that I'm like, fuck that. I'm make my own shit. I'm gonna make my own shit. Somebody fucked around and let me see the first Marvel comics, how those looked. I'm like, nigga, what are you? Are you dumb? I had to tell myself that. Are you dumb? These people did not start with their shit looking like Pixar films, nigga. That's not how it started out. Even the early Simpsons, remember that was on what's that white comedian chick's name, the comedy chick. She used to have the Simpsons as like a commercial thing. What was that white? Tracy Ullman. The Tracy Ullman show. The Simpsons back then looked crazy. It didn't look like the Simpsons of today. So we got to give ourselves some time and some grace. But what we not doing is that we're not digging into the real diamond mines. And that's our minds, because they have us distracted. And somehow, some way, they have you feeling like there's some magical person playing the middleman that's the only one that can make your fucking dreams come true. And I'm here to let you know they lied to you. Okay. There is no middleman. There is no magical person that can make your dreams come true. All of that shit is you and your team. These niggas is customers, bro. When you get lit, they come running up to you to fucking to shake your hand, nigga, and to get some of your sauce, your looch, what they call it, your looch. That's what Rich called it, your looch. They want to come and rub up on you. These niggas are fans and stands. Don't get it messed up. Okay, we got Steve Coakley and Dick Gregory. I gotta write that down, because I'm doing a shirt with all of the investigators, with all of the researchers. Our media. That was our media. We had Dick Gregory. We didn't need no propagandas. Nobody was lying to us, because we had Brother Dick. You know what I mean? He was coming with Paul. He was coming with the truth. So I ain't gonna talk y'all to death. We hit the 3-hour mark. Man, let me drop this cash app, man. Y'all be considerate to the God. You know, I'm talking about spread love the Brooklyn way. Take that. We will be back, because you know this P. Diddy shit. This is something that's compelling to me. This speaks to me. This is my generation. This is my era. This is my work right here. You know what I'm talking about? This is my work right here. I might have to reach out to Choke No Joke and see if we could get this nigga on the show. But yeah, this is our work right here. This is some shit that we could speak on with authority, because we lived through it and we know the effects of it, and we know who this man is versus who he's not. I met his moms. I know Janice Combs. His mother's cool. Hey Janice. You know what I'm saying? She used to have a cookie spot right there in Brooklyn, in Park Slope. You know? Brother Daoud as well. Yes, I'm not going to forget about my elders. I'm going to put Azazel, Daoud, C. Freemanel, all of the ones who made transition. We're going to immortalize them. The pantheon of ancestors. Brother Panic, we will not forget you, okay? We will not forget you. We're going to put y'all on children's, toddlers' clothes so they could come up with y'all on their shirts and whatnot, dripping, and they could keep your name alive, because it's not about the old heads no more. It's about the newer generation. We got to pass these great ones on. We got to make mythos out of these people. We got to create mythos, okay? And then pass them on to the youth so they could keep our master teachers alive. That's how you do it. You lionize the elders and you pass them into the fertile minds of the youth, and they will create more and more and more wealth. All right. Yes, we are the new OGs. You damn right about that. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, with that being said, love and light to y'all. We will reconvene. This, you know, it's getting saucy out here. It's getting saucy. You know what I'm talking about? So we'll reconvene. All right, we'll see you soon. Love and light.
Brand new purple light, brand new purple light, facts, brand new purple light, red and blue, purple light, facts. Get to know the legend, sacrilegious Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the legend, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I opened my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. We gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts. Peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light to the family. Peace, love and light to the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.